Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Searching for Players podcast, the podcast that knows two girls, a guy, and a podcast would make a pretty good sitcom. As always, I'm a guy, player one. You also know me as David, and joining me as almost always is girl number one, Alina, player two.
Girl number one? What?
Yeah. Also joining us, our player four, our resident non-gamer, also girl number one.
Okay, I was going to say,
Dallas!
I was waiting for it.
Girl number 1.2.
About to catch these verbal hands.
Girl,
goodness.
version 2.
Version 2?
Yeah, like
Well, I guess
upgraded.
you are older.
Man.
I didn't
we
mean
had
that
to
in
go
a negative
there.
way. She's only older by like a few months.
So this podcast is off to a great start.
Yeah, by David insulting both of us. You gotta go.
And the podcast is over.
It's over. Well, we can start. Alina will be back. You okay? Don't die on us.
She's
She'll
all right.
live. Yeah, she'll live.
So, so yeah, it would make a great sitcom. Hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues, yes. She's coughing.
Off camera.
Off camera. Oh, she said she's okay. She's good. All right.
And she
Show
comes.
must go on.
So we're going to start off by talking about competitive gaming. You ready, Alina?
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Let's talk a little bit about esports. And I have several reasons for wanting to do this. One, this past weekend there were a lot of esports tournaments. Are you okay? Okay, just making sure. You had the Dota 2 International Tournament Finals, which Dota stands for Defense of the Ancients, but nobody calls it that. Everybody calls it Dota.
That's what it stands
See?
for.
After the first game, nobody called it that anymore.
Yeah.
It was just Dota 2. And the first game is really just a mod of Warcraft 3, so kind of evolved out of that. Anyways, that happened this weekend. First place got $10 million.
Dang.
Yeah. Now, it is a team. I forget how many people are on the team, but, so that's going to be split up. But still, $10 million is pretty good. The Call of Duty Infinite Warfare World Championship Finals was this past weekend. Also, the Overwatch World Cup is in full swing. And then the League of Legends, they're right in the middle of their big summer season.
So just a bunch of Blizzard.
A lot of Blizzard, a lot of, some COD. There's a lot going on. But I actually watched some. I don't normally watch a lot of esports stuff, but I did watch some of the Overwatch World Cup. Now, admittedly, I had it on while I was doing other things, but it was interesting to see, I don't know what happened on Sunday, so I need to catch up on that. But, Great Britain was dominating everybody they played. China, Taipei was really good. It was a really close match between Germany and Israel. It's really interesting to watch some of these teams. And I was literally trying to, watch their strategies.
Yeah.
So that I'm I want to apply this
I
to
know,
my own
that's
gameplay.
what I would think. Yeah. I didn't watch any either, so now I'm maybe I should watch. So.
Well, it's really interesting, and it's cool to see, most of the time with a team comp was very similar. So you'd always have, a Winston, a D.Va, a Lucio, and a Zenyatta.
That dive team.
Yes, that's what it's called, dive team, which was new to me. I hadn't heard that before. And then you'd have more two flex positions almost, usually a Tracer and a Genji or a Soldier or something. But anyways, it was just really interesting to watch some of this stuff. It's also interesting to watch the announcers. Some of them were pretty good.
I would love to announce stuff.
And it's interesting because some of these people, they have that, they have it down. They feel like a sports announcer. And some of them, not quite as much. They're just a little bit... they're not quite used to being able to think of the things to say on the spot or something like that. Sometimes they say something ridiculous that's just the other announcers are all right, moving on. But it was entertaining. And that's kind of what I was going to ask you, is if you ever watch any of this stuff.
I haven't watched anything yet, but thinking about it, I should if I want to get better.
And this was not the finals. This was determining who's getting to, I think, go to BlizzCon, which is where the final... I want to say 8 teams throwdown.
Have you watched esports before?
Not really.
Is that a thing you have tuned into?
No.
Just curious.
I've heard of it, and Evo and stuff, I learn about the games that are there or whatever, but I've never really sat and watched.
Yeah, and I don't usually either. I just happen to catch this. I happen to be super into Overwatch right now, so I was like, all right. And like I said, I didn't just sit there and watch it. I was doing other things.
Yeah.
And taking notes, making, catching. And it's interesting, like, I won't go into it. But anyways, it's just some of the strategies and stuff. I'm trying to get my friends now to be like, think about these things when we're in the game.
Was there any in particular that stood out to you, like, oh, this character?
Ult management is huge. So you don't want to run in there and just blow your ult and not have your teammates with you or whatever. I know it sounds like there's an innuendo there. You don't want to prematurely use your ult. But it's like combos, being able to communicate. So, exactly.
Yeah.
But like having Zenyatta ult, so then you're healed, so then have like a damage dealer like a Reaper or a Soldier ult at the same time, so they can't be stopped, or a Pharah, so they can't be killed while they're doing their ult, which is, what happens a lot when you run in and do it by yourself. Using Winston to control the point, or even the biggest thing was Diva's bomb wasn't being used to kill enemies. It was much more about zone management, forcing people out of the point. Just throwing it in there in the middle, knowing that everybody's going to scatter and your whole team rushes in, controls the point, now there and there, you know what I mean? Diva would get a kill here and there, but it wasn't about trying to get 5 kills all at once or whatever. So yeah, just different things like that. And the combo of Lucio and Zenyatta, every once in a while you'd have a Mercy. But what was most interesting was the use of Sombra, who can hack things. The big thing was figuring out on certain stages where you're defending, you would hack a health pack, and your team would operate out of that room. So they would immediately fall back and get that health because it respawns so quickly. And every time a teammate gets that health, it charges Sombra's ult. So she would have her ult so quickly.
That's so cool.
So then she would coordinate with the team, jump into the middle of the enemy team, and everyone would just descend on them because now none of them can use their abilities because they've been EMP'd or whatever. So, yeah, it was just interesting to watch some of that stuff. And knowing which levels Sombra was good on and which ones they didn't touch her on and stuff. So, yeah, it was really interesting. Part of the reason I brought this up, let me ask you, as a non-gamer, have you ever had any interest? Okay. So, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because apparently esports is being considered for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
What?
No.
Kidding me? Well, I mean, that doesn't... Well, no, because there are sports that I don't particularly, look for. But if they're on the Olympics, I'll watch it. But I don't feel
curling?
like... Oh, I love curling, though.
You love curling?
Yeah, because you're like, why? Like, who
blows your mind.
invented this game, number one? 2, you're scrubbing ice, I love it.
Things like synchronized swimming, rhythmic gymnastics.
Those things are amazing. That takes actual talent. No, but I mean, and I'm not saying archery doesn't take actual talent, but archery can be very boring. But I watch it because it's like, all right, that's cool. Some practice.
Even things like skeet shooting and stuff like that now is part of the Olympics.
Part of the Olympics are... I feel like... Are there... No. I was watching something else, but I like the lumberjack, competitions.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are so much fun to watch.
Those are cool, yeah.
Yeah, or when they're, running on the log in the water. I'm like, oh my gosh, they got it, yeah.
So, a big part of this, I think... So, for example, in the 2020 Olympics, they're adding skateboarding.
Okay.
I think they're trying to appeal to a younger audience to bring in viewers and things like that, because the Olympics doesn't always, except maybe for swimming, doesn't seem to always hit the heights. Maybe swimming and track always seem to do really well.
I don't know if swimming's going to do that well in the next Olympics, though.
Well, they're not going to have as much. A lot of the big stars are going to be. Phelps will be gone. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the other guy is. He still going to compete? Yeah, Lockney.
I don't know.
Because I know he's getting up there a little bit in age, but and he's good, but he's no Phelps, so
right.
But part of they actually said the co-president of the Paris Olympic Committee said talks have been scheduled between the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, and esports representatives, so they're in talks. And specifically in his thing, he said youth are interested in this kind of thing. So it's like I really feel like they're partially doing it to try to bring in that younger audience and get more people to watch the Olympics.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel like if that's their drawing to get that younger audience, I don't know if it's going to work. Because I feel like the majority of people who are going to watch an esport competition are going to be the older video game fans. Us. Some people our age who play video games and are trying to find strategies or just interested in competition play, or who have been in competition play at some level, and are like, okay, what does it really take to be an Olympic esport athlete?
Yeah.
Is that the word we're using?
That's the question that I'm like...
Yeah, I'm like...
Can we call them athletes?
I mean, they're definitely pros at what they do, but what is the designation of
it is tricky.
Of
That would
craft?
be a big debate, I think, about it. Would be, is this really an athletic sport? Is it a sport? Sure, but is it like an athletic sport? I don't know.
Is it can we call it a sport?
I would. I mean, it's two teams competing against each other in an event. I mean, that's basically a sport. People consider like chess a sport, not necessarily an athletic sport, but it's a sport.
Sure.
I kind of agree with David on that, but
I mean,
and there's a lot of skill
I feel like
involved.
it's a stretch. I'm not saying there's not skill
A lot
involved.
of training and practice.
I'm
and
just
stuff,
saying sport is... I don't know if I would use that word.
you feel like sport by definition is like athleticism.
Yeah. I feel like
Physical athleticism.
physical athleticism.
And I think that's going to be the biggest debate about whether or not to include it in the Olympics. Does this fit the ideal of the Olympics,
Yeah.
So
I don't know. They could be doing like thumb curls. I don't know.
they do, apparently the better teams, they really do have like a strict training regimen where they have
Yeah.
to stay healthy. They're on a certain type of diet and all that, and it's to help them stay as focused and alert as possible, I guess. So
I'm sure there's, all those hand...
I don't know how much that really helps, but yeah.
Well, I mean, just to make your hand stronger, more dexterity.
Yeah. The 2016 Rio Olympics last year, they had an e-games showcase. Obviously, there were no medals or anything like that, but it was during the Olympics, and they had teams come and compete in Smite and Smash Brothers on the Wii U. So it has started to sort of become part of, Olympics adjacent, I guess you could say. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the Asian Games? It's basically sort of like the Olympics just for Asian countries. And it's something they do. It's a big deal. I guess supposedly it's the second largest athletic sporting event in the world, second only to the Olympics.
Asia's huge, so.
Yeah, like there's China.
Yeah.
There's Indonesia.
India.
They have specifically said in 2022 they will have esports competing for medals in the Asian Games.
Huh.
And supposedly some of the rumors are that they're going to watch how some of that goes before they make a decision on the Olympics.
Okay, so look, and I'm just throwing this out there. So if esports are going to be an Olympic sport, there better be competitive eating. That's all I'm saying. Like, I want to see professional gurgitators.
Yeah.
Downing some hot dogs
All
or
right.
some chicken wings.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm saying, look, if we're going to expand into this is what I want to see.
Yeah.
You can have your e-games. I want my competitive eating.
Well, and I wonder
Do you
if,
like competitive eating?
I really do. I love it. It's so fascinating.
Oh, man.
well, and that's probably maybe what that could be what they're worried about though. Is you allow esports, what does that open the door to?
Yeah.
Competitive eating.
I mean, sure, why not then?
I see, and I would consider competitive eating more of a sport than I would e-games if we're using sport as a term to describe these two competitive events.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because it's I guess I'm boiling down to physicality.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah.
I feel that too.
Yeah. Professional gurgitators, they put their bodies through. Man, like, I watched like True Life documentary on it a couple times, and so and then they have techniques for like chicken wings. I tried to do it one time. No, not like eating a bunch, just like getting the meat off the chicken wing, because or off the bone, because they have to get I think like 95% of the meat off the bone or whatever. And I was like, I like chicken wings. let me just try.
How fast can I eat 10 chicken wings?
No, I was just trying to get the meat off the bone.
So, how'd it go?
I wasn't as successful.
No.
Yeah, but that being said, I still watch competitive eating.
Well, I know the trick with hot dogs. You're supposed to take the hot dog, eat it, dip the bun in like water so it gets soft, so then you can just like down it really fast.
So gross.
Yeah, and you do 2 at a time.
Man, that's nasty. Soggy bread is like the grossest thing.
It is pretty gross.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross to to watch. But
Yeah,
I think that's another reason why I love it. you're just watching this personal, disgusting food fight with yourself that's happening on stage. I don't know. Anyway, back to e-games.
No, so we'll see. We'll see what happens if esports makes it in, or if it's, I feel like it's going to happen. I just don't know if it's going to happen by 2024 or if it's going to be a little later or what. But I just feel like it's becoming a bigger thing. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The interesting thing will be how they decide what games are going. Obviously, by 2024. The games we're playing now will not be the games we're playing then.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But,
it's like none of those games are going to stay consistent.
And will it all be team sports or, multiplayer games? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So will
it be...
I think it could be both because you would have one-on-one like fighting games like Street Fighter and stuff like that. I could see being there. And then you would have team sports like Overwatch or Dota or League of Legends and stuff where it's groups playing against other groups. Especially if you're representing countries, So
and then it's like, okay, so how far are we going to break this down? Because, let's just compare it to tennis, right? So you have doubles, you have singles. What are we doing the same thing?
I think they would just have to look at what's popular at that time.
Are we doing relays?
And
right, yeah.
What's...
Oh, yeah.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. There'd be a lot of questions surrounding if they decide to include it. Then what are the rules and what games and all that? So yeah.
Yeah. What constitutes cheating?
Well, you probably wouldn't. In theory, you wouldn't have to deal with that. I don't think.
People find fantastic ways to cheat.
It's true.
Yeah.
What do you do if power goes out and you lose the game? How
Right?
do you reset and all that? So
Yeah.
I don't know. There'd be a lot of issues around it. The one other thing I wanted to talk about was Nintendo World Championships. They've started this. It's a new thing. I think they've only done it. This is like year 3, I think. The Nintendo World Championships were a big thing in the 90s, I believe it was, when they'd have people. Do you remember, what was that movie with Fred Savage? Where he wants to go to the Nintendo World Championships and... That's where it was basically one big advertisement for Nintendo, but it was like he and his friends travel across the country to get there, and it was like they revealed a brand new game, and it's Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yep.
I don't remember this.
Oh, what is it? Oh, how do you not? Oh, what's it called?
It's totally not in my movie.
And there's a part where the kid breaks out the Power Glove, and everybody's like, oh, and he's playing the game with it and like dominating. And of course, the Power Glove was crap in real life, but it was like.
I feel like this is a very David movie.
No. This was like an late 80s, early 90s movie. It was basically a Nintendo made movie. It had Fred Savage. It had, I forget, some girl in it. It was like, and they try to go across country to get there.
All right, I'm Googling it.
Oh, you gotta look it up on me because this is killing me. It was,
Fred Savage Nintendo movie.
Yeah,
Let's
it was,
see.
I keep wanting to say Captain N, but that was that cartoon.
I have no clue. You can do it.
But basically, it started the Nintendo World Championships. They were kind of around for a few years in the 90s, and they've brought it back recently.
Oh, okay.
And they do a streaming thing like other esports. What's the verdict? What was it? It's going to kill me.
The Wizard?
Yes!
Oh.
Yes, The Wizard.
Release date December 15th, 1989.
Yep.
Box office 14.3 million.
Well, it's 89. I mean, what are you going to...
The Wizard.
But,
yeah.
Fred Savage, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you were right.
I'm recognizing these
The stills.
posters and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't think I ever
Oh,
saw
we gotta
that
watch
movie.
this now.
Oh, no.
Let's find a copy
Too.
somewhere.
Like, oh my gosh. Oh, there's the glove.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And as a kid, you ate it up, and then when you're older, you realize it was just all like Nintendo propaganda,
right.
basically. But,
That's hilarious.
but anybody can compete. So all you have to do is find one of 8 Best Buys across the country that's holding qualifiers. For us, it would be Dallas. September 2nd and 3rd, you go up to Dallas, go to the specific Best Buy, and what you do is you're playing Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, and it's time trials, so you're not competing against other people. And there's 2 age brackets, 12 and under, and then 13 and up. And you compete, and then whoever at that particular location has the best time on the race moves on. And so only 8 people from each of these locations, or 1 person from each of the 8 locations, moves on. It's in California. And I watched a little bit of the very first one, I think. a couple years ago because they held it right before E3 that year. And so it was actually, the finals were actually on like right before E3 was starting. Basically, it's sort of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a challenge run where basically they spring random Nintendo games on you. And they basically say you're now all competing in like Smash Brothers, so you're actually playing against each other. Then it'll be like now you're playing like something old school, like Ice Climbers, and it'll be like who can get the farthest, the fastest, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you have a certain amount of time to keep trying, and you can die, but then you keep going, and whoever gets the farthest wins and stuff. And whoever gets the least farthest is eliminated. And it's sort of like this gauntlet, I guess is the word I'm looking for, of just Nintendo random challenges, and it'll be, you know, just different things like that. The first year was when Mario Maker came out, and so Nintendo employees had made challenging stages, and it was to see who could get the farthest, the fastest, and stuff. I don't know. It would be fun to try. Mm-hmm. I know, obviously, I've never played Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, so I wouldn't qualify, but
you never know, David.
Hey, you never know.
Don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch these kind of things.
There is that one time he did lose Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh, Dallas, you're off the podcast. No. I don't know, but Nintendo does it kind of interesting. Like I said, only 8 people go. There's not like some big countdown of people. You just top person from each Best Buy goes. So,
wow.
You have a 3DS. You should go do it. Mm-hmm. I'll drive you up there.
No. I suck at so many Nintendo properties. Like so many Nintendo games I just suck at. So I don't think I'd be good for anything.
It'd be interesting. It'd be fun. And it's interesting because they pick your car, your character, and I believe the track that you're racing on beforehand, so you know exactly what to practice with if you actually want to practice. So, and it's different for the 12 and under group and the 13 and over group. So, I think the 13 and over you have to play as Bowser. The younger group has to play as Mario. So.
Interesting.
But I think the Bowser character and the car that they pick for you is like a slightly more advanced, challenging. Like if you can master him, he's really good, but he's a little trickier. Whereas Mario's straightforward. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. But that one might be fun to watch when it actually airs, just to see what games they get thrown into and what they have to play and stuff. So because they love to pick, like I said, from Nintendo's whole history. You can play old school arcade Donkey Kong to the most recent, like ARMS. I have no doubt ARMS will be in there somewhere. So
that's pretty cool.
But anyway, so yeah, esports big right now, possibly in the Olympics. All the companies try to come up with some game that can make them money because if their game makes it in esports, then that opens it up to a whole much bigger audience. Kids wanting to get in to try to be competitive. People that have, I've never heard of that game. Let me check it out. Whatever. So it's just interesting. All right, so something else to talk about, near and dear to my heart. Special editions of video games.
Oh, boy.
What's my trifecta, Dallas?
Oh. Steelbook.
Yeah.
1. Art book.
Yeah.
Soundtrack.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, Ni No Kuni 2, coming out for the PS4. You excited for that game?
I haven't even played the first one.
I haven't either, but I'm excited for this game.
Yeah.
It's basically one giant animated RPG. Do you know who Miyazaki is?
You guys have mentioned him.
Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke.
That's not... What are those words?
The movies from, like, Ghibli films.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned him.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
No.
You don't know any of his older ones?
My Neighbor Totoro.
No.
So these are all anime movies
Yes.
that are like, like the higher upper echelon of anime movies.
Okay.
They usually actually make it into theaters.
Yeah.
Oh,
for like a fairly extended run sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Disney was producing all their stuff for a while. I think some other company just got it now.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, that art style is heavily featured in the Ni No Kuni games. They actually worked with Miyazaki on the first game. Anyways, they announced special editions for this game. Premium edition, $79. And you're going to have to help me on this, Alina, because I feel like... comes with a steelbook, comes with the music CD, comes with special DLC, like some bonus swords for the characters or something, and a 3D paper craft kit.
Oh, cool.
So you know what that is?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
So papercraft is like almost like a pattern on paper, and it tells you where to fold, where to cut, where to glue into like other ones. It's sort of just like not origami because origami is just folding, but paper cutter or paper craft is like cutting. It's like a pattern on paper. You cut it out, you put it together,
and it forms like a little diorama thing. And stuff. Okay, cool.
You can make all kinds of stuff out of paper craft. So like armor, like cosplay armor or helmets, and people put these files online to share with everyone.
Oh, I see. And then you can print them out and do it
Yeah.
yourself. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it comes with a 3D paper craft kit.
That's cool.
You can see the image online.
That's pretty neat.
So like I said, that's the premium edition, $79. Mm-hmm. The collector's edition.
Oh. Wow.
$200.
Oh.
Comes with the paper craft kit, the steelbook, the CD, and the DLC. Mm-hmm. Also includes a making of the game Blu-ray.
Oh.
Comes with I guess it's called a Lofty. I think it's a character or creature in the game. Plushie. Mm-hmm. So I know you like plushies. Mm-hmm. It comes with a visual arts book. So basically their art book. Yeah. The season pass, which the season pass, for an RPG sometimes it's kind of odd, but I guess they said it's going to include 2 large DLCs along with a few like extra items and stuff like that. So I'm assuming it's going to be story DLC, like extra missions or something. I don't know. You can buy the season pass separately for $20, so that gives you an idea. It comes with a display case for the papercraft kit.
Ooh.
So once you build it and put it together, you can put it in this case.
Put it safely.
It comes with, and this is the expensive part, I guess. They call it. Go ahead.
I was gonna make a terrible joke.
Go ahead.
Because then it becomes a paperweight. Does it?
I guess.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you.
There's a fine tuning.
Yeah.
It comes with a chibi mechanical rotating diorama, and it's 3 characters along with some little soldiers facing off against like a monster from the game. And I guess it's chibi because the characters are like the little cute versions of themselves, and I guess it rotates around on a base or whatever.
Whoa.
It looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
They've said that version is limited to 25,000 units, and they will be numbered for collector's purposes. Do I have it pre-ordered?
Are you throwing down this $200?
I have it pre-ordered at 2 different locations.
Oh my god!
Now, let me explain why I have it pre-ordered at 2 different locations. Amazon Prime no longer offers their 20% discount on collector's editions. Mm-hmm. So this would be, the 200 plus tax on Amazon.
Right.
And I was at Best Buy the other day, and I was talking to the guy, and I decided just to throw down $25 to reserve a copy, just to make sure I get it. Best Buy still gives you 20% off the collector's editions with the Gamers Club thing, but they didn't have it on their website yet, which is why I went ahead and threw it down at GameStop. Best Buy added it, so I pre-ordered it there to save myself $40, and I just haven't canceled my GameStop version yet. So I'm only going to get one, but I do currently have it reserved at 2 different places.
Mm-hmm. Next we see David.
2 boxes of and I'll admit 200 is a little pricey for me, but getting that $40 off, keeping it a little lower at 160 makes it a little bit. And I do like everything. Like you said, it's got my trifecta.
Yeah.
Plus
some neat little extras.
Right.
Yeah.
Includes the season pass, so good stuff. Does any of that appeal to you?
Yes, I mean, like that all of that sounds really cool. Like that's a lot of things that I haven't seen in collector's editions before, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Like I want to see more collector's stuff with those different kinds of things instead of, we both like steelbooks and soundtracks and all that kind of stuff, but it's like that's becoming just like, I guess like the core. It's
pretty standard.
Yeah.
To get at least 2 of those 3 things. Yeah. I
don't care about like statuettes anymore or anything like that because the ones that usually come with the game are cheap.
Right.
So it's just sort of like.
Yeah. It depends on the company sometimes. I will say the premium edition, which is $79, does for whatever reason apply for the 20% off on Amazon. So if you wanted to just do that through Prime, you'll knock $16 off the price. So not a bad deal. If Best Buy hadn't gotten it, I probably would have canceled at GameStop and just gotten that version.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to justify spending over $200 on this thing. So, the other thing I wanted to mention was limited edition Metroid Samus Returns themed new 3DS XL. It's $200. It's the same price as a normal 3DS. It comes out September 15th, same time as the game. Obviously, for that price, it does not include the game. Have you seen it?
No.
So it's red on the front with a cool image of Samus like crouching, shooting, whatever. The back is yellow, and it's to match her red and yellow armor.
Okay.
To me, I don't like the design.
No.
The yellow, like at first I saw the red and I was like, that's actually pretty cool. But then you flip it over and it's got that yellow and it's kind of an off yellow. I don't know. I just didn't like that combo or whatever. So for me personally, it wasn't. I'm not going to rush out and buy
You don't
it,
have a 3DS, right?
I don't.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about getting the 2DS. We had talked about this, I think, last week.
Okay.
Because it is $50 cheaper. I don't really care about the 3D, and it includes a charger,
Right.
which the current 3DSs don't. So I don't know. I was actually thinking about doing that. Now, when I saw this for a minute, I was like, oh, maybe. But then I saw that other color, and I was like, I just don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, I like that they're keeping the collector's editions or special editions like same price. So that's nice.
yeah.
I wish that they would come with the games. Like, not necessarily like for that price with the game.
Right.
But like make a set that comes with the game. Like that one time where I got Monster Hunter and I went to go get my DS and I was like, oh, did you pre-order the game? And I was like, no, I didn't pre-order the game. That it came with it. I had to blow another freaking $60 on the game.
Right.
So mad. Stupid.
So that actually kind of wraps it up for today. We've run out of time. We spent some time talking about esports, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll actually do it for us today. There's a few topics we didn't get to. I'll roll them over to next week.
Cool.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two girls, neither one ranked above the other or below the other. Held in equal esteem. But they're both ranked above me, right?
Good job, David.
Okay. All right, everybody. We will see you next week.
Bye.